Yo, Norbes, is that you?
Yeah, yes, it is. Hold on. I gotta give myself an applause. What's up, Kera?
Crazy.
What's the word, girl?
Look, I want to say to you, I feel like we have just a natural rapport with each other.
Yes. Yes. You are definitely awesome. I definitely rock with you.
Thank you. Some people you just naturally get along with, you know. You
Yeah.
never know who it's gonna be. It's always a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, no, like, you hear things through the grapevine, and until you actually, live through it yourself and see what it is, then you can make your own assessment. But trust me, I get it. Like some people are really surprised, like, man, I can't believe I actually like you. Like you're pretty actually cool. And I'm like, I'm just who I am. Like pretty much, you know.
You know, I probably shouldn't start the show like this, but I want to say I sent the flyer to somebody and they said, "Oh, he's an asshole." I'm like, I don't know.
Really? Seriously? Jeez. Man. You know what?
I'm
I've
sorry. I'm
no,
sorry.
no, listen,
I don't spit on myself.
I
Oh.
I kid you not, I've dealt with that pretty much my entire career, period, right? So
Uh-huh.
like even one of my best buds, Gerald, he always tells me, bro, you're an asshole. And I'm like, so why are you my friend? He goes, because it's pretty cut and dry. Like, you know what I mean? So I've gotten that. I guess it's the way I come off growing up in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. Like, I'm a Puerto Rican that kind of grew up Italian. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And if you've ever like watched like Italians talk or whatever, they kind of talk with their hands and they kind of sarcastic. And I grew up in that era. So like I guess that's pretty much what it is. Like I didn't like imagine I grew up in Bensonhurst in a predominantly Italian neighborhood.
Mhm.
I was the only Puerto Rican, right? It was
Mhm.
hella. It was really racist. Like you're talking about like maybe 15 years after segregation ended. So a lot of people still there. So I had to live through a lot of that and grow up through their culture and all that, and then move to a Puerto Rican neighborhood where they were racist to me because I wasn't really Puerto Rican. So like I've picked up a lot of different ways of communicating with people, and I guess that's why sometimes some people be like, "Yo, he's kind of a jerk," or it's just the way I grew up. It's just different type of humor. I don't necessarily fit into one area. You know what I mean? Like some people be like, "Yo, I'm from the sty, so I can rock with them." I come from so many different type of backgrounds that it's kind of like, you know, that's just how it is. I don't know. It's just weird like that. But I've always been told that I'm an asshole. Like I'm a know-it-all. Yeah, like my dad would tell me all the time growing up, like, man, you know everything. You're a know-it-all. You know everything. And that's why I call myself Norbes at all, because it's kind of like,
Uh-huh.
you got to appreciate what people, I guess, value you as or see you as. And I don't look at it as a bad thing. I kind of like it. My wife says it all the time. You act like you know everything. And it's hard, but that's just, I guess that's what it is, you know? But I'm really not an asshole. I really am not. Like, I do a lot of good things for people, man. It's just, I'm competitive. Um, I like to be right. I don't think
Who
anybody likes
likes
to
to be
be
wrong? You know what I mean? Like, come on, people need to be honest.
no 100%. Like, and I love to debate. Um, I love to, you know, a good. I love a good, honest debate. I believe there's no one in the world that can beat me in a debate if I know my subject.
Mm.
Like I look at guys like uh Max Kellerman, love him.
Yeah.
He I connect with him a lot because he knows his stuff and he does come off a little arrogant when he talks about boxing and stuff like that. But it's when you're confident about what you know,
Right.
I guess it comes off like that, And even Stephen A. Like sometimes I'm like, man, that guy's a jerk, but he knows his stuff, man. And when you're opinionated, there's always a flip side to what you believe.
Yes.
So a lot of people are not gonna like that, and maybe I don't have a face that people like, or I don't know, man. Like
I
it's
hate
just
your
weird.
face, Norbes.
It is. It might be. It might be. You know, it's just weird like that.
Uh,
I don't know, man. I got a bad reputation. It's just bad, man. But I'm a really good guy, Kira. I really am.
Yeah, I thought about that. If someone has a bad reputation, even with myself, a lot of people like me, but I'm still different. You know, I moved to my own beat. You know,
I
so
mean, that's how it's got to be, man. Like people, I look at it like this: the most understood people in the world usually are the most successful. I believe so. You know, a lot of people. When I decided like I've always looked at it like, if I want to do something, I'm going to make it happen. But whenever you try something new, there's a million people that are going to doubt you. Like what you're doing your own um, podcast. You were doing your own thing before, right? With like I think for ESPN, right? If I'm not mistaken.
right.
I know a lot of people must have looked at you like you were crazy leaving such a major brand and branch off do your own thing. And I know there's a lot of people like, man, she's never gonna make it, or this and that. And those are the things that drive me. You know what I mean? Is proving people wrong. And you need to be a little arrogant when you actually have that mentality, you know?
You know what kills me, Norbs? You ever cool with somebody, you have an argument, and it's kind of like that drunk effect. The argument gets nasty, but they hit you with something that's like, wow, well, you actually complimented me on this before. I had somebody when they got upset with me say, oh yeah, and go ahead with your little make believe career or something they said, and I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
why? Because when you first met me, you act like, oh, I like your hustle, so it's like, which one is it? You know?
You know what? People are very so what me and you do, it takes a lot of courage because you got to teach a lot of things. You got to take a lot of rejection. You gotta really believe in yourself more than anybody. And a lot of people are fake happy for you at first, but in reality, like, man, they ain't never gonna make it. Trust me, like,
That's sad.
no, it's bad. Like, bro, I've had it from family.
Mm,
I remember me and my dad used to clash heads a lot, and my dad was very old school Puerto Rican, to where it's like you get a job, you get a pension, and you retire, right?
mhm.
And my thought process was completely opposite of that. Like, I don't want to miss the holidays with my kids. I don't want to have to be stuck in a job and overtime and risk my life. I don't want to beat to somebody else's drum and make them rich. And being a witness to watching my parents work their lives, and don't get it twisted, they're well off, they're doing very well, but
Mhm.
it just wasn't for me. And I remember my dad telling me a story. He had got out of the military in the 70s, something like that.
Mhm.
And he wanted to invest in this brand that was coming up back then. And the brand was actually McDonald's, which is funny. And his
Mm.
mother told him he was a moron for doing it,
Wow.
right? And he was like, she talked him out of it. And I remember him telling me the story when I was a kid. I don't even think he remembers this conversation.
Mhm.
And he told me, he goes, if I would have stuck to my gut and I would have did what I wanted, I'd probably be a multimillionaire today, right?
Right.
And he told me, no matter what, if you believe something, just do it and don't want to live with that regret. And ironically, that's what I did. And I have always had this stubbornness like my dad. And I remember, my wife tells me, like, you're just like your dad. I used to hate that.
I
Like,
bet. I know
yeah,
how that is.
like there's things about my dad that I can't stand. He's such a dick sometimes, right?
Mhm.
But when you actually start seeing it in yourself, it gets scary. And it's bad. Like it's just like
Yeah.
and it's crazy because like he never understood what I was doing in terms of career wise and building what I was building and stuff like that. And he was actually the reason for me being so persistent because of what he went through and what he regretted. And to this day, he doesn't even know that. Like he actually he never knew that. And I want to tell him one day, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm persistent at what I do and I'm great at what I do because I'm an asshole like you. Like I really am. Like legit. And, and it was your words that I've kept with me since I was a kid that motivate me. Never let anyone um deter you from what you want. Like people, people are content at clocking in for somebody, or they're content with just a paycheck every week from somebody. And once you get content, you just kind of cruise through stuff. And I don't know, man. Like I've always admired people like Jay-Z, Kanye West, Jennifer Lopez,
Mm-hmm.
like people that just went out there and just got it. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
Kanye been through a lot. People doubted Kanye. They didn't think, he wasn't even a rapper at one point, and
Mm-hmm.
he's a billionaire. You know what I mean? Just because
Crazy.
his genius outshined everything. So you know, to me, I tell people all the time, man, if you see it, you know, believe it and just make it happen. And regardless of what, at least you did your best in that situation. And I mean, I guess that's where the assholeness comes from, man. Like it's just nobody can tell me different. There's nobody better than me, and that's just how I view the things and my abilities. To be honest with you, it's just given a chance. Once you get that opportunity, you do what you do with it. So I mean, that's how I look at it.
You only get one chance, one opportunity. That's what it reminded me of.
Um, I don't know. I don't believe you only get one opportunity.
Okay, so Eminem was wrong.
You only get one shot. What is that? Do not miss a chance to blow. No, you don't. You don't get only one shot. You don't. You don't. You really don't. But it will take one opportunity to take it to the next level. Trust me. No, listen. It's not one shot, man.
Norbes, you're an idiot.
It's true. I think that's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. Like you only get one shot, do not miss a chance to blow. No, it does. It doesn't happen. Can you imagine how many opportunities Will Smith? Oh, come on! Before Will Smith blew up as a rapper, it didn't take one rap to get him where he's at, and one opportunity. It took multiple. Great actors. How many opportunities they? How many people have been on a show, dropped off a show? They thought, oh man, this is my opportunity, and then got a way better opportunity later. So it's
No,
like
that's true.
I don't believe in that, man. I believe the more you knock on the door, the more answers you're gonna get. So
Ooh, you better preach. Okay.
no, for real, like I don't believe that, man. Like you only get one shot. That's horse shit. Like no, you really don't. Like
Mm-hmm.
you make life basically you control what you do in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And success is measured by what you believe is success. Don't believe these these moronic people that are out there. Like I see people measure success differently. Like the most annoying people with success is the ones that talk about how successful they are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't see Bill Gates walking around talking about how he has X, Y, and Z. But I see a lot of broke people talking about what they have. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that mentality is what kind of hurts a lot of people because it paints a perception of success that isn't actually real. You know what I'm saying? Like think of the hip hop industry. How many broke rappers do you actually know? Right. But think about this for a second.
Mm-hmm.
How many of them you believe have money because of their appearance? They wear their wealth, right? Because they want you to believe they're rich.
It's an
But a lot
image.
of them don't have money. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Then you got guys like Jay-Z. Bro, Jay-Z doesn't even wear jewelry anymore. Jay-Z's worth like what, a couple $1 billion? Like Jay-Z's mentality. And I remember
Well, Jay Z though he never been a big jewelry guy though. But I get your point.
no, but that's my point when I'm talking about Jay. Like Jay had made a quote, and this quote stuck with me for a long time. He said, "Live within your means." This was years ago. I forgot. I don't remember what it was. And he was like, "If you got Honda Accord money, get a Honda
Mm-hmm.
Accord. Don't get $250,000 and buy a $225,000 car." You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I heard him say
I
that
feel
too.
like
Yeah.
that mentality is what gets you to what it is. To where you're supposed to be. Like, don't measure success based on somebody else flaunting something. I feel like we get confused with that. Like, I'm not a big jewelry guy. Those things don't. I don't care if people know I have money. Like Adam Sandler is hilarious to me, right?
Mhm.
He's literally a multi-millionaire and he wears like Walmart clothes to go play basketball. Like he doesn't even dress up, like he doesn't even care. But if you were to see him in the street, you'd be like, he's a bum. But in reality, his mentality is like completely different. Like I don't have to show off what I have. Like my job is my kids, my family, stuff like that. And that's how he measures success, you know? And a lot of people want you to see their success when you see them. Adam, when you look at Adam Sandler, it's more like, I want you to look at me like I'm just normal. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be in the spotlight and stuff like that. And that's kind of how I like it. Like, I don't want people to know what I have or what I don't have. You know what I'm saying? Even though I do like to be in front of the camera and, you know, talk and disrupt certain things. In my private life, I like it to be private. Like, I don't want people to know what I'm driving or stuff like that. So, you know, when it comes to measuring success, I feel like it's a more of a mentality than people actually know. Like, you can be successful making $100,000 a year, you know, but it's up to what you want in your life. Like, don't measure it according to other people, you know. So, I don't know. Like, I like doing this stuff, this podcast stuff. Like, you know, if it goes to me being Joe Rogan, that'd be great. But if it doesn't, I'm cool with just being who I am, you know. So, you know.
Beautiful, Norbes. Look, this is look a hell of an intro, a 16-minute intro. Woo!
I can do this all day.
Yeah, I want to shout out everybody that's joining us right now and remind you, go ahead and hit that like button, the thumbs up. Go ahead, tap, tap, tap. And also, if you haven't, leave us some nice comments in the live chat. We love to see you guys communicating in there. I will take questions, so if you have some, throw them in there, and I'll get to them when I can. But Norbes, I like how you came in and you told us a lot of good things. But look, I know you know me, but I gotta let you know where you at right now. So you know I gotta hit you with the intro, big boy. Go. Yeah. We
Man,
back.
I messed up your intro. I didn't know that's how we open up the show. I apologize, everybody. My apologies.
No, that's okay. I do a little talking intro and then I hit the intro. But I didn't want to stop you because I felt like you were pouring out to us some real good stuff. So hey, you know, intro can wait, baby.
It's all good. It's all good. I see Disaster just tweeted me. I know you got Disaster coming up soon, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I hope so. I gotta touch base with him.
Yeah, man. Shouts to him. But yeah, let's go. And this is your show. What's up, boss?
Yeah. So look, it's my show. I didn't know that. Is that what that Kera Dangerous Talk logo means?
Yeah, my bad. I apologize.
No, it's all good. Look, Norb. So we learned a little bit about where you came from and everything, and we heard a lot about your family. But I want to get into when you first started having a love for hip hop, because for you to call yourself the architect of battle rap, I got to start somewhere. We got to go back to the beginning.
My love for hip hop. You know what's crazy? I don't know if I ever had a legit love for hip hop.
I knew you was about to say that. I was about to say, do not tell me you didn't have a love for hip hop, Norbes.
No, you know what? Man, it's tough. My uncle, which I use his name as a dedication name. I lost him in 1998. Norberto, aka Norbes. He gave me my first hip hop tape, which was Dance to the Dark Side, Redman, right? And he's always been my favorite rapper since. I didn't really understand Dance to the Dark Side. I was too young, just being honest. The first album I probably listened to, this is pretty funny as well. It's probably like Cypress Hill, MC Hammer.
Yes. Like, are you kidding me? Like, too legit to quit, baby. Yes, I almost passed out dancing to MC Hammer doing like, the Running Man.
Like a lot of people, like, man, I love NWA, Rakim, KRS-One. Never owned any of those albums. Just never.
You know what? You right, and I'm gonna start saying MC Hammer because people do forget about MC Hammer sometimes. That man was amazing. Okay, my bad.
No. So like, my introduction to hip hop is not very like most people don't say that. Like It was him. Then my first like favorite would have to probably be 94, 93. Notorious B.I.G. That was probably the first when I was like, nah, I rock with it. I rock with Big. Like
Mm-hmm.
I remember listening to him and my family like, man, what in the world are you listening to? And and it was just cool to be different. I come from a salsa slash El Gran Combo, Mark Anthony type of family. Like they didn't really, it
Yeah.
wasn't their thing. I come from a Puerto Rican background, so it kind of made me an outsider in a sense,
Mm-hmm.
But I like that. I always like to think outside the box, and that was probably my initial introduction to hip hop. But my love, probably when I first watched Allen Iverson play basketball, like he embodied hip hop to me,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just the way he moved, the way he acted, how nonchalant he was, how confident he was, how great he was, and not caring what anybody thought. Like he was pretty much my introduction to hip hop because I believe hip hop is a lifestyle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when he hit the scene, it kind of made me like I want to be like him. Like I really did. Like it was so crazy. Like when I got this is embarrassing. When I turned like 18, 19, I ended up getting cornrows. Apparently it didn't last. But
Oh my God, I want to see that.
oh no, hell no. If anybody has pictures of that, please never. But like Allen
Yeah, we got
Iverson.
it right.
No, that you know
No,
something
this way.
that picture was actually this is the first time I met Jay-Z with this picture right here. Like,
Okay, look, this is pimp noise right here.
yeah,
Okay,
this is
noise.
good.
Okay,
Yes,
young
sir.
noise.
It's handsome as hell, just
Okay, noise.
but you know what's funny? That day is historic because that's the day Odell Beckham made the catch, the famous
Uh-huh.
catch he made. That's the same game. And I ran into Jay-Z at that game. And I don't know if Jay-Z knew who I am, but he walked right up to me and said, "What up?" Like it was a bunch of people there.
He had to know who you are. You just don't want to seem like, oh, I'm gonna seem like I'm gonna say Jay-Z knows who I am. He
I
had to
don't,
know you.
I don't know, but it's
Maybe he
Jay-Z.
was just being friendly.
No. So Jay, look, I'm sitting there. I'm in the end zone of the Giants end zone, right? So I was friends with a lot of the guys on the Giants. My boy, Snacks Harrison used to play for the Giants. Demontre Moore, Odell Beckham. I kind of know a few of the guys. DRC.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting at the end zone. They all warming up, and I see like a silhouette of a man walking, right? And
Uh-huh.
I'm looking. I'm with this girl, and she was trying to date one of my boys on the team or whatever. And I look up, and Jay-Z's walking right towards me. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yo, that's Jay-Z. Like, not Jay-Z with the weekend hair, Jay-Z with the cut. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, big homie. He's like, oh, what's up? And he gives me a pound and he gives me a hug. He's like, yo, what you doing here? And I'm like, dude, do you know me? Like, I'm like lost for words. And then all of a sudden, like, people just started coming. He was like, yo, I got to go. I'm going to holler at you later. I'm going to hit you up. And I'm like, what? Like, it was so crazy that the girl next to me was like, how do you know Jay? And I was like, I don't know. Like, and it's crazy because doing the battle rap stuff, right?
Yeah.
He had quoted one of the famous moments that we had put together, which was, "You're gonna get that work from Loaded Lux," and this
Mm-hmm.
was maybe 2 years before after that. After he said that, and in my head, I'm like, nah. And with doing the battle rap shit, I was kind of like, it kind of surprised me how many people know me globally,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if Jay knows me. I mean, it was one of the most monumental moments of my life because it's Hove, but it was like it really opened my eyes as to how many people can actually know who you are without saying anything. And battle rap is a weird world, man. Like it's a very weird world. And that was nuts. That picture's classic, man. I love that picture. I look good in that picture too.
Oh, pimp noise right here. Okay, young
Yeah,
OG.
yeah,
All right.
that was 2016, I think, something like 2015, something like that.
Wow. You know what? I just thought about this. Me and you just started talking. I didn't say what you do, what you did. And I'm just assuming that everybody knows who you are. So
Yeah.
let's kind of fast forward, right?
Yeah.
And we just talked about your love or kind of sort of kind of love for hip hop growing up, but how did you get to be one of the co-founders of URL, Ultimate
Um,
Rap League? Because that name, the the product that you helped build
yeah.
became one of the biggest platforms for battle rap. So let's go through it, Norbs.
Wow. I met what I mean smack. So at this point there was no battle leagues, nothing like that. There was nothing
Mm-hmm.
formed. Um, there was a lot of things like blaze battles and stuff like that. It was never something that was consistent. You had the Fight Club and things of that nature. I actually ran into Smack at Mano's video shoot for My Life is a Movie. And at
Mm-hmm.
that time, I was
Smack right
managing.
here. Boom.
Yeah, yep. And at that time, that was the DVD era. They were more into, the hip hop shit. Like, DVDs were more about the artists.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I was actually managing a battler who was on Smack at the time. For one time, he had was notorious for punching the guy in the face, right? Math Hoffa, shout out to Math. And I was kind of really focused on music. There was
Good
nothing really
old
out there.
Math Hoffa.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just gotta say that.
Shout out to Hoffa baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah. And while you said Matt Hoffa, it reminded me since he sent me a $20 super chat. Everybody that's watching right now, try to donate to the show. You can send me a super chat in YouTube. You can cash out me at $Kera Dangerous. It helps out a lot. Peace.
oh
All
man,
right, Lord.
$20 Math. Well, you didn't send me nothing. What's up with you? But I shouts to Math. So I went to this video shoot. I had my friend Zaire shot it. He was friends with Smack, and he was like, you try to get into the music scene and stuff like that. That's where people wanted to go on Smack TV based on music. And with Hoffa, I really believed in his music, so I wasn't really into the battle scene at that point. Like,
Mhm.
I think anybody really was. Like, it was kind of sporadic. And I seen him in his big ass red champion hoodie,
Mhm.
and I ran up on him. I was like, "Yo, what's up, man?" Blah blah blah. My name's Norbes. Like, I'll run up on anybody. I don't care who it is. And
That's
he was
how
like,
I am too, Norbs.
"Yeah, like I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
I really don't." And he was just like, "Yeah, Shane. Yeah, all right, yo, hit me up, Shane." Yeah. Like, he's not a man of many words.
Wait, what did he say again?
Yeah, I mean, as usual, all right, Shane,
Yeah,
yo,
son. Yeah, see?
hit my line, Shane. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right. So I hit his line, and we established a relationship. We started building a relationship, and it wasn't really much. It was kind of like, he seen my hustle. He seen what I was
Mhm.
doing out there. I was everywhere. And we ended up getting on the DVD on some music stuff. I
Mhm.
happened to be managing a battle artist. And at that time, if you watch the battle, Math, and when he punched the dude before the battle, he says, I was supposed to battle T-Rex, but he's scared, right?
Mhm.
Crowd went crazy. So me and Math formulated a game plan to make that battle popular so we could then sell his music through strategizing. So we
Mhm.
started coming at Rex. Shout out T Rex and doing blogs and stuff on World Star Hip Hop and all that. And Smack wanted us to do the battle on a DVD. But at this point, the DVD game kind of was fading out. Like, it was kind of like,
Mhm.
it was pretty much over. Like, Smack kind of felt like he kind of started dropping. Like other DVDs like the Come Up and Sub Zero were kind of on the rise. And Sub Zero, ironically, was on the rise because they started doing a battle league with Lux called the Lions Den.
Mhm.
And I didn't really care about that. But I ended up going to a lot of these battle events, and Grind Time started hitting World Star. Like, also, you got Grind Time on World Star. And the Lions then kind of taking what Smack did sporadically and kind of making it more like, oh, look, we got the Lions Den.
Mhm.
So I was eventually supposed to do the battle on the DVD. It didn't work out. They didn't have the funding for it. So I got reached out to by Pumpkinhead, rest in peace, PH. And he had offered us 10,000 to do the battle, right?
Mhm.
So at this point, these battlers weren't even getting money like that. Like, So Math was like, yo, we're gonna do it. Long story short, they didn't have the money. You know what I'm saying? So I remember like me and Smack was developing a relationship around the time, just talking, trying to figure out something, whatever. So he's like, yo, why don't we just do it on this DVD? I got the money. I got this sponsor. We'll hold off on the bread, blah, blah, blah. Don't make no announcements till you speak to him so you know I have the money. A guy named Swag hits me up. Swag was this artist that was signed to Bird Gang, West or whatever, Jim Jones. He tells me he's going to fly in on a Monday. He flies in on a Tuesday, actually. And he says, listen, let's make this battle happen on the DVD, right? He comes, he puts 5,000 on the table. Yeah, boom. So it's me and Math, Rex, and Rex's brother and whoever. And he's like, listen, battle rap doesn't make sense to me. We're always debating it. There's never any judge stuff. Like, so I want this battle to be judged. Math, Rex didn't want to do a judge battle, but they said, you know what? The money's on the table. They was going to do what the money was telling them. So they said, yo, let's do it. Right? Now, at this point, I was going frequently to a lot of these battle rap events, like at sneaker stores, late night, 11 p.m., 1 a.m. over here. And I started really learning a lot about battle rap. So after we signed the battle to Math to battle on Smack DVD, I reached out and was like, listen, you know, we're interested in doing this thing. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So at this point, I don't even know what he's talking about, which was Eric Beasley. And he's like, you know, do you follow UFC? And I'm like, no, I'm Puerto Rican. We really watch boxing. So I'm like, what is it? So yo, we want to create this thing called the Ultimate Rap League, but we don't know where to start or how to even begin. And we know you got your you got your finger on the pulse of this thing. So I was like, all right, but what do I do? And it's like, what do you mean? So like, yo, we want to partner with you, do this, and put it together. So I'm kind of like, oh, all right, whatever. And at this point, I was upset because the money from that other entity fell through. So I kind of was like, yo, I want to start my own battle league. And ironically, they reached out and said, let's start this together. Let's partner, become partners, and let's make it happen. Because they didn't really know about it. And it was kind of weird to me because they had done battles before. So I'm like, so what do you want me to do? Like, well, can you set up the event? So I'm like, all right, so what's the budget? And they were like, there isn't one. So I'm like, what do you mean there isn't a budget? Like, you're Smack, you know what I'm saying? And I said, you know, there's an opportunity. I respect this man. I respect what his name. And I feel like there's value, even though people are telling me not to work with him because they feel like he's off. Remember, I told you, you get more than one shot, right?
Right, exactly.
Who pretty much fell off at this point, right? And now had to reinvent himself and needed me to do it. So I said, you know what? Let's make it happen. So I start reaching out to everybody. Like I'm reaching out to Kera. I'm like, reaching out to battle, like, yo, we're gonna need this. Can't do it. So I had to start getting creative. And I remember my boy Goods, shout out to Goods, was like, yo, Star's a big fan. So I'm like, I don't know Star. He's like, yo, I'm gonna give you his number, call him. I call Star, say, yo, Star, I'm about to do this thing. I'm starting this league with Smack and Beasley. And I need a host, man. And this is Star from Star and Buckwild, who's like a legit celebrity. He's like, man, you know, what's the budget? I'm like, bro, I ain't got no budget. And Star loved battle rap so much that he was like, don't tell anybody. You know how Star, I don't know if you know who Star is?
I have to see a picture. Not sure.
He's insane. But he was like, nigga, I got you. Get him. I built the card. And then from there, we did the first event. Now, we didn't know. Well, I kind of foreseen that it was going to be a certain way. So I was kind of like, look, we're going to do face-offs or not face-offs, like, what's it called? Tailor the tapes. We're going to sell this like a real fight, you know? So we're kind of, you know, going back and forth with ideas. We're putting it together, put the event together. I called Q from World Star, rest in peace, Q. And I'm like, listen, Q, you know, I got this math and, you know, Rex Battle, we're about to start the URL. And he's like, yo, give me that shit. I'll put it on the top box. And we'll rock. And at that time, the top box was the main shit on World Star. Everybody, if you want the top box, you was the man. And we threw the event. And the first battle launch was Mad vs. T-Rex, and it ended up getting like 3 million views in a day or some crazy shit.
Wow.
And right then and there, we was like, oh, nah, we got something. And I kind of already started seeing it like, yo, we'll make it happen. And from there, it was just like, I'm going to build this. I'm going to build this, and I'm going to make it something that's to like 12 years later where you see it now. So that's pretty much how we started. And throughout the years, we just, built and, started building rosters. And I got a real sports mentality.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe in you know building your brand from the ground up and having as many stars as possible. And like being a sports guy, like I understand what star power is and things of that nature. So that's pretty much how I got my start in it.
That's a interesting story. I'm glad we got to hear the background on it. And being that URL has become what it's become, and even though you're not a part of that partnership,
Well, I'm still an owner. We're in court for that, but keep going.
you still own it, but you separated from it, sort of.
It's like a breakup, like a divorce, whatever.
Yeah. So you brought it up yourself. There's a lawsuit.
Yeah.
And thank you all hip hop because I got this from them.
It's 80 million, damn it. Let's get the numbers right here.
Ooh, Norbes sues URL for $80 million for being cut out of partnership. Now, Norbes, I've heard you say money makes people change.
Yeah.
These are quotes. Before partnership, we were supposed to be brothers. Explain those comments. Just what made you say that?
Um, at the end of the day, people, like I'm a loyal person, right? So if I really rock with you, if I call you my brother, I mean, I really mean it. And you like people don't understand when you build something from the ground up with individuals, regardless of what you're going through today, you have a love for them. Like, like at one point, I've done risk my life for these individuals type of shit. Like I've been places I'm not supposed to be in. And it's for what we built. And, you know, it was a genuine love for me at least. You know what I'm saying? Like I loved my partners. You know what I'm saying? And I do believe money and greed does change people. And not even money and greed, even when people are viewing you as a leader or as one of the faces, I feel like jealousy starts playing in. And and to me, like a lot of times I was asked to hey man, we need to we like for instance, we had a pilot with our Hot 97. I remember this shit like yesterday. And I'm really good with talking. And if you've ever listened to Smack speak, it's not very flattering. It's pretty, you're probably gonna get 4 sentences out of him and that's it. And that's not to take away from the brilliance of the man, because I do believe he's a brilliant man. Just doesn't speak well. He's just not a showman. But I do believe he's a brilliant man. And I remember going to the pilot for Hot 97. It was me, DJ Ted Smooth, and them, and being asked to not be me. Like allow him to lead the conversation. And I kind of sat back and was like, I don't get that. Would you ask Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to bring up the ball instead of Magic Johnson? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it seems like he just got a problem with you at some point.
Yeah, so I started noticing little things like that and little jealousy things, and my love for those individuals blinded me, and to the point where even people in my camp would question, like, yo bro, like you love them more than they actually rock with you. And I didn't want to see that, because I genuinely had that love for them, like legit. Like if I make $100, we're splitting it 4 ways type of love. And I just that's how I operated, and that's how we were supposed to operate. I mean, and we were partners from day one to whatever. And to see people change, people's attitude change, and the jealousy, but you don't want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It kind of hurts, and that's why I said like money changes people, fame changes people, and you know it really broke my heart to see close friends of mine warn me like, hey, bro, like they, you know, and I don't want to say certain people's names because I don't want them to, you know, whatever. But I mean, one of my best friends in the situation really looked out for me in a lot of these situations because he felt like I was being taken advantage of, and
Mm.
you know, monetary stuff was being held from me, and you know, like I would have these conversations, and I'd be like, man, you bugging, man. Like I love these dudes, like we in it to win it, and you know, when you come to find out that that's how you actually were, and that's not how they were,
Mm-hmm.
it does break your heart, and it's. I tell anybody coming up now, there's no such thing. And if somebody calls you their brother, get a lawyer. That's my new slogan.
Yo,
If you have a friend and they say, "Yo, you're my sister," we gonna get a lawyer because they're about to screw you over.
you know what's funny? I was interviewing Sherry Shepherd,
Mhm.
and she said, "You call me auntie." And I remember I told her that I don't, because it's this thing where people call women aunties and,
Yeah,
Uncle Snoop, whatever. And I said, I don't just call anybody auntie because that word is special and I have aunties and I don't want to just make that word generalize it for everybody
yeah,
because it's something special that the word auntie, it even sounds like something that gives you comfort. And
yes,
when you call somebody your brother, now just more recently, I've been calling people bro. Like, okay, thank you, brother. But that's I do the black content, so sometimes I be like, thank you, brother. But normally, I don't do it. I'm not gonna do it because then that word to me, it comes with expectations too. Because I'm
yeah,
gonna expect you to treat me like family for real.
100%.
And when you betray me, then I'm feeling like you over there feeling, you
No,
know.
100%. And I've watched, and it's crazy. I remember, I don't know who I was speaking to, and I said, "Birds of a feather flock together," right?
Mhm.
And I just watched, and I see clips like, "Yo, this is my motherfucking brother," and I'm sitting here like, man, like this is weird, like, and that's why I don't. If I call you my brother, it's because I'm going there for you. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, and it's kind of like it was kind of traumatic, honestly, because it's kind of like you work your tail off, not only for yourself,
Mhm.
but for your brothers, like
Right.
legit brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And come to find out, brother was a way to comfort me before you take advantage of me. You
Now
know what I'm
ain't
saying?
nobody being called brother, not even my
Yeah,
real brother, cause I'm sick
yeah,
of these brothers. Like,
and like that's why I try to tell people, like, and again, like it's a difficult thing to rehatch or relive, and any like that's why when I see people call each other brother, I'm like, that's not your brother, bro. Stop calling each other brothers. You guys don't even rock with each other because once $20 comes between y'all, you're not
$20.
brothers. Yo, I kid you not. And uh, fame, money, um, notoriety,
Mhm.
it changes people. I remember one time I was in I want to say 34th Street around Times Square.
Mhm.
It was me and Mr. Mitchell, Smack, right? And I remember getting there, and at this time we were getting a lot of like people running into me and Smack and wanting to take pictures of us, right? And this is the first weird thing I think he ever did because it was just really weird to me. And
I definitely want to know this story.
no, it was crazy. So I'm like, yo, some girl had seen me. Was like, oh, I want a picture with you. And I said, cool. So I told Smack, this is crazy. I was just coming up, whatever. And like I seen him like he's a very shifty and like he starts moving. He wants to say something, he moves. Like
Mhm.
when you see Italians talk, they talk with their hands, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Smack talks
Look
with
at
his
it.
shoulders. Smack will be like, yeah. He just starts moving. I'm like,
Like so squirmy. It's
yeah, like
hard for me to trust you because it's like, what do you?
yeah. I eventually found out you were a snake, but
Mhm.
um, you're slithering like one now. And he goes, yo, let's go outside right now. Let's see who gets recognized more. And I
Wow.
kind of looked at him, and at the time I laughed. But when I went back on it, I was like, oh no, he's bugging. Like, I get embarrassed when people recognize me. Like, I go to the grocery store, people are like, yo, can I get a picture? I'm always like, yeah, I'll do it because I love the supporters. But I hate being around people, or like I want to introduce myself to you, but like, hey, this is what I do. You know what I'm saying? Or this is who I am. That's not who I don't want. Like, even when I met my wife, she didn't know what I did, and I did that purposely. And it was annoying because we're on a date, and people are like, she goes to the bar, and people are like, hey, you're with Norbes. And she's like, what? Who? And she's like,
Like,
no, it's weird, and I
who
hate
this
that.
guy?
Yeah, she's like, who's Norbs? I'm like, I'll tell you about it later. But like, it really showed me a lot about his character, you know.
Mhm.
And it was just like, you really like that attention? Like, I don't like the attention like that. And as much as I like to speak in front of the camera and stuff for that, and I do love that, I don't like having to go somewhere with my kids and somebody run up on me or ask me a million questions. It's just, and it's not because I'm upset. I
Mhm.
really don't like the attention, but it showed me a lot about his character and what meant a lot to him. And that's when I just started seeing the being faded out type of thing. Oh, now let's not get him in front of the camera. He's too talented. He may go here. You know what I'm saying? And I really started noticing a lot of that. And you know, your love for individuals blinds that, like, like they're about to screw you, but no, wait, you have this big thing here that's not allowing you to see it. You
You
know?
know, I had a friend who I thought would be lifetime friends with me,
Yeah.
and I just noticed she was missing. Like I haven't heard from her in a long time.
Yeah.
And you ever just really like somebody's friendship, but then after the friendship over, you look back and you say to yourself, "Oh, oh yeah, I see how." I see how I can see how we got to here. Now I see little jabs or
Yeah.
little things you said that you were
Yeah.
kind of. I thought you were joking with me, but no, you were joking at you
Yeah.
know.
No, you do. You start noticing stuff when you replay it back because you being genuine sometimes doesn't allow you to put yourself. You got to literally put yourself in their shoes or
Mhm.
their eyes, or put yourself or the way they think in order to. Because I don't think like that. Like I would, I've been around famous people pretty much for a long time, and
Mhm.
I've seen, like, one of my best friends in the world is Gerald McCoy, who was the franchise player of the Buccaneers, and I would see it. Like, he would go and people would be mobbing him, and it wasn't for me. Damn, you actually had G. I mean, I love that man. He's probably the
Godfather
sweetest.
of your children, huh?
Yeah, that's my daughter's godfather, man. I love him to death, man. I miss him. I haven't seen him in a couple years, but you know, I got to see him, and through his glory, through his pain, um, you know, through injuries, through people talking bad about him,
Mhm.
people talking good, even people that would talk good about him but really wanted to use him. And I really got to see that. And I was like, man, like, I'm blessed that he's in my life because he allowed me to see a life that I wasn't living at the time, but understood, like, man, I don't want that. Like, and don't get it, he's living a great life. He's a great man. He's
Mhm.
been an inspiration to me in terms of being a great dad and stuff. But the vultures that come around, it allowed me to kind of see a lot of stuff. How people, you can be this, like, I've seen this guy do so much for so many people, and people may say certain things about him in the media or make up stuff, and it allowed me to apply that to how I live. And yeah, man, I don't like it. Like, I don't like the crazy attention. Like, although I do love being known, like, people watching my stuff and stuff, I don't want to be in a conversation, and people only want to talk to me because they think I'm a celebrity or what, like you know. And that's why even when I met my wife, I didn't want her to know what I did. Like I don't introduce myself to people as, hey, this is what I do. If they find out, they find out because I just don't want to be treated differently. And I've seen people treat other people differently because they feel like they can get something off of them.
What's the craziest reaction that you a person had, like a fan or anybody who just come up to you? Maybe it was a little too much.
Oh man, I was at the Jay-Z Justin Timberlake concert. By the way, I'm a huge Justin Timberlake fan, so that's how you know this is. I just like both of
I
them.
went to the Justin Timberlake, Christina Aguilera tour back in the
Oh,
day.
oh my god,
Justified strip tour.
I went to the Jay-Z and Justin Timberlake concert, and Justin may be top 5 artists ever. Like I'm just saying, he's phenomenal on his performance. But anyways,
Top
I'm not.
five? That's a whole nother show, but okay.
I love Justin. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm outside with some of my friends, and they know what I do. You know, whatever. And they break my balls all the time. Oh, he's a celebrity, and I hate it. And I noticed too with the friendship, like certain people say that, and they're really hating on you, but they just play it off as a joke. And I'm standing there, and this Caucasian kid, like whatever, maybe like 24 or something like that. I'm standing there, I'm taking a picture of my boy, and he starts screaming at the top of his lungs. Like
Mm.
I'm not even exaggerating. And he's with his girlfriend, and I just freeze, like I'm like, holy shit, like what's going on here? He's like, oh my god, I'm your biggest fan, bro. I love you. I watch all your things. You're hilarious. And I'm just like, dude, chill out, bro. Chill out. Like
You're messing up my cover.
it was crazy.
Oh
Like
my
I'm like,
God.
bro, like chill out. And he's like, man, can I just get a picture with you? And I'm like, bro, please just take the picture and go. Like it was so embarrassing because it was so many people in the lot that everybody turned around. Now there's other people that don't even know who I am that want to take pictures. Like, oh, he must be somebody. And I've had some weird at strip club. It happened to me. Like it was embarrassing, like super embarrassing. Like
How many rappers, unknown rappers, try to come to you to get you to kind of check them out?
oh god, man, man, I used to get thousands of DMs. Um, People would hit me up just for advice, management, and I'm just like, dude, I would never manage artists ever. I just it's not for me. I'm too self. I got to get myself out there, but a lot, man. I mean, I've helped change a lot of people's lives. Just from what the work that me and my partners have done,
Mhm.
Snack Bees, like you know, we've done it, and that's why I always say we've because I'm not gonna take away their impact as well. I
Yeah, I
mean,
seen you on a lot of interviews still speak well of them. So,
yeah, I
you
mean,
know, you know what's funny when you like, I'm guessing we're like, because you're saying so many things that resonate with me, but you could be mad with somebody and it's like this flow of water. Some days you feel like, oh, okay, they they helped me here. They're okay. We were
well,
able to
I would
build this together, right?
I would never take away from their accomplishments. Like I'm creating something
Mm-hmm.
with a couple of my partners in this situation called the Battle Rap Hall of Fame, the International Battle Rap Hall of Fame. And the number one question I get from fans are, how are we going to be objective with Smack if
Mm-hmm.
because he should be a first battle Hall of Famer? And my answer to that is, I don't doubt, I don't knock what he's accomplished. Like what that man has accomplished, and throughout the years has been nothing short of great.
Mm-hmm.
What we accomplished together, what you see out there is, it's like what Smack has done. My
Mm-hmm.
fingerprints are forever going to be on it. Like you couldn't come out with a documentary, a docu-series without having me, and I should be played by Michael B. Jordan because we're both handsome like that. But I'm saying like
Okay.
I would never take away
Young
from
Norbes.
from the greatness of what he has done, myself, uh, Gene French, and Eric Beasley have done. It doesn't change what I believe we've accomplished together. Although
Mhm.
I do view them as, uh, I don't know how nice to say this, but pieces of shit right now. I would
So
never,
it would be no chance of y'all ever being
never,
okay with it.
never, no, no.
Whew. Was that sad for you in the beginning?
Oh yeah. I'll be honest with you. I truly loved Eric Beasley like my brother. Like if
Mm.
anybody, it would probably be him. I
Mhm.
genuinely uh would have did anything for him. To be honest with you, I had a genuine love for him. So to be betrayed by somebody that you care about so much, really did it really hurts. It really eats you up inside. So to be honest with you,
Mhm.
I'm never gonna deny that, like what they've helped me accomplish, but and the love I have for them, I would do anything. I would have done anything for them. So to be, excuse me, to be honest with you, no, I'm always gonna. I would. I definitely. I don't even know how to. My fault. Jesus Christ, that wasn't planned. Ugh, my fault. Um, I definitely would never deny the love I had for them. No, absolutely not.
Well, I don't know what happened right there. Was those tears or
Uh,
allergies?
we're gonna say allergies. We're gonna say allergies. But I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I never denied being hurt by them. And people try to flip that, and well,
Mhm.
that's why you should know. I'm not suing them because I'm suing them because what's owed to me. I don't want to hurt nobody. I just want what's mine.
Mm.
And I don't wish nothing evil for them. I mean, something sometimes like you get upset because like damn, like I can't believe how they maneuver, how they move. But in all reality, you know, it does hurt. When you build something with somebody like that, and to know that you're never going, and I would never
Mhm.
um reconcile or do anything or put another dollar in their pocket ever again. 100% never. So you're never gonna see us on stage ever again. I know a lot of fans probably like, man, that sucks, but no, I would never. I would never even shake their hand.
Oof.
No,
That's when you know.
yeah. So no. So although it hurts because you're talking about 11, 12
Mhm.
years, whatever it was. Um, but the lies outweigh all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? The lies and how, people moved and how something that you can't even take with you to the grave can change a relationship. Um, yeah, no, it would never. We would never be on the same stage together. I would never. And again, that doesn't take away from even with the Hall of Fame that I'm creating. Like, yeah, I created it, but I would never take away from the accomplishments. They are more than welcome to be accepted in there because it's for the community. It's not about me. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, sitting down, having a lunch or having a conversation, that would never happen. Ever. I just,
Well, what if it's like a Kanye
no.
situation where like Jay Prince come get you and he
Jesus
says
Christ
sit
could
down
come
with
down.
Drake.
The Lord could come down right now, and no, it's not happening. It would just never happen. Um, no.
And
When
it's like that sometimes, so I understand.
I mean, you gotta look at it too. Like, did they care about my family when
Mm,
when they failed to even make a offer? You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? I live for my kids. I live for my family. Like, did you
Did
guys
you
even?
understand why the what's the word? Like, how did you start? Why? I don't know if you can speak on this, but why do you feel like it turned like that on you? Like you notice little things. Like I remember hearing
Um,
you on another show, and you told a funny story about how you only brought one extra person with you, and you couldn't get in to an event. And your
honestly, it was ego, and honestly, when you start seeing people wearing $3,000 shoes, and people talking about we don't have money, and you're still sacrificing.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? You're like, wait a minute, like, and it's I can't really get into it You know what I mean? Because we're still in litigation and stuff like that. But I know I'm not an asshole. You know what I'm saying? I know. And like
Mm-hmm.
when I say I know, I know. Like, and I'm talking to y'all. Like I know. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it just sucks. It's a shitty situation to be in, to be honest with you. But I feel relieved. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because once it's out in the open, you're like, all right.
Did you feel like so you guys made a big platform? Did you ever get any drawback from any of the battle rappers? Did you feel like anybody chose sides? Did the fans choose sides?
Um, I mean, when it comes to this thing, they're only loyal to one thing, and that's the money.
Right.
So I
Dollar
don't
dollar
take
bill,
yeah,
y'all.
I don't take offense, and it's crazy because it's not even the money. Sometimes it's the notoriety of feeling you're special because you're a part of something. So to me, I don't feel no way. I mean, I still have relationships with a lot of the artists and stuff like that. A lot of them. I mean, for one, probably the biggest superstar they got, Geechee Gotti and Sue Surf.
Hmm.
Like I still have conversations with them. Even Surf, you know, who's pretty much does most of the talking for them, has come out and we've had our conversations and he's expressed how much I mean to him and what I've done for his career. And it sucks that we can't really have public conversations because of the relationships he has with them, and he doesn't want to mess them up. So
Hmm.
I mean, it's cool. Like I get it. Like I don't want nobody to lose money because of a relationship with me. So I care more about them and taking care of their families and getting better. But I also want them to understand, like, stop taking what's given to you, right? And get what you've actually earned. And that's why I feel bad for a lot of these artists because a lot of them don't even know what they're worth, what their value actually is. And if you were to ask, I say 95% of the battle rap community, if they own a home,
Hmm.
I can almost guarantee you close to 90 to 95% don't have one, don't own.
Wow.
So to me, it battle rap kind of reminds me of what hip hop or what the music industry was for African Americans and Latinos
Hmm.
in the 50s and 60s, where people were benefiting off of them making money, but they were getting scraps. You know what I'm saying? And I wish some of these individuals would really start understanding or learning the business and not being afraid to take a chance. And I was told by, and I don't want to put no names out there because there's a lot of people that don't want to be put out
Hmm.
there, that I'm leading the fight. You're leading the fight. What you did, what you're doing right now is inspirational to a lot of us because we're too scared to do it because we don't want to lose whatever scraps we have. And that's why you gotta respect guys like Ray Charles, Richard
Hmm.
Pryor, um what's the guy's name from I Love Lucy? Shit, I always forgot his name.
With
Um
Ricky Ricardo?
yeah, like people don't even know like he was the first executive producer, I think one of them of color. People don't know
Hmm.
that. He had to fight for that. But a lot of times it takes that one person to put up the initial fight for everybody to be good. And if that's got to be me, so be it. You
You
know?
know the beautiful thing about you, Norbs, is that you have that sensitivity to you. And I have to say, people may try to clown it or they
Yeah.
may read it wrong. But sometimes when you have that in you,
Yeah.
and I bet you're very empathetic, other people try to use that and abuse that,
Yeah.
because a lot of times I feel like even with myself, I think I started out pretty friendly, but people can take advantage of that. And then what you left with is now an asshole. So it might have been that little Norris was sweet, but
Yeah.
now big Norris is like,
Yeah.
I'm sick of y'all.
Yeah. I'm just, and I get hit up for advice literally all the time. My wife's like, man, don't even, I don't even vote. And I just don't like
I'm one of
taking
those
shit.
people. Tell your wife I'm one of
Yeah.
those people. Look now.
No, it's true. Like people, yo, I'm trying to tell you, like I get hit up so much. That's why when I speak on certain subjects, I'm not speaking on them because I'm speculating. I actually know. Like I'm telling you without telling you, like, hey, by the way, you may want to start looking into these type of things. And yeah, I am very empathetic for a lot of these people. I don't want to see people taking advantage of it. I believe that there's enough money printed out there for all of us. So you just got to be, you got to have a backbone in business. You really, it's just me. My zodiac sign is I'm a Virgo.
Virgo. Okay.
I don't know nothing
I
about zodiac signs. So.
I know. I almost wanted, probably because your sensitivity and everything. I wanted to say maybe you were a Sagittarius like me, but I guess not.
No, I mean, I like seeing people, do the right things, and having a daughter really made me even more soft. Like oh my god, I cry everything she does. First time she was in the bathroom, I cry. Or
Beautiful.
it's having a daughter definitely made it worse. But I want a lot of these kids. Like I feel like in hip hop, in the music industry, I feel like a lot of kids are more educated today. But in
Mhm.
battle rap, I really feel like it's the 1940s for these people. Like they don't know. They don't. I mean, imagine you don't get residuals off of your stuff. It's insane. Like you don't even
I'm glad you
own.
said residuals because this industry, even though it still has room to grow, it's grown. I mean, we have celebrities like Chris Brown and Drake, coming a part of it and hosting events
Yeah,
and whatnot. But recently, I saw Cassidy on your show. I'm a fan of Cassidy. He's been on this show as well. Check the
no doubt.
interview out, guys, if you want. And also everybody that's joining me right now, let me just take a break and just say, go ahead and hit that like button, okay, and join the live chat. We love that. Ask questions and I pull them. You had Cassidy on your show, and
Yeah,
I'm going to show this. This quote has nothing to do with what I'm going to ask. So I just wanted people to see that he was on your podcast,
yeah.
Norbes at
That's what it
all.
is. Yep.
Okay. Recently, okay. I believe this was a couple of days ago, right?
Yeah, he was on the show a couple days ago, but that's from a different episode. But yeah,
Oh, you didn't have to say that part, but
I'm
okay,
sorry.
whatever. The point is, he was on your show and he made a statement to the fact of battle rappers like him, and I'm paraphrasing, should be able to get a bag, 100 mil bag, not 100 mil, but at least 1 million. 1 million. We
Yeah,
know 100 mil be crazy, but 1 million. Your face kind of showed that you kind of thought that's a lot of money.
a lot of
Uh,
money.
will we ever get to that type of money in battle rap? That's gonna be like
Um,
some heavy sponsorships.
I mean, I have the blueprint in my head, but
Mhm.
it's for sale, not for tail. You know what
I
I
about
mean?
to say, don't
So
share it here because I'm taking it, baby. Let's go.
I believe it can be 100%. Like I know if a corporation come to me like Norbs, how I'm gonna explain it to them, but it's gonna cost them. But
Mhm.
to be honest with you, I definitely believe it can. But the way it's being executed today, no. The people that are leading the brigade right now
Mhm.
aren't going to get it there, and it's simply because there's elements that they don't understand, and that's because people don't have the certain background, the certain visions. Like I see things 5 years before they're supposed to happen. That's just always how I've
Mhm.
always been. So I get what Cassidy's saying. Like I know, and he may get that. You know what I'm saying? Because he is who he is. And if you've ever had a conversation with Cassidy's very smart. He's a hard headed dude. If you ever like sat there one on one, he'll argue with you about anything for an hour. But he's a very, very smart dude.
Uh-huh.
And he kind of sees it too. Like we've had conversations. But like even he wants to expand. That's why he's battling Freeway. I don't agree with him. I think that is one of the worst battles that have ever been put together. You know what I'm saying? And I love Cass, but I had to keep it
Mhm.
real with him. But like for him, he stated on my show the reason he took that battle was because he needs it to expand past what is here today in battle rap. So I get what he's saying, and he's absolutely right.
Mhm.
I don't believe it's by booking him versus Freeway, but maybe a Drake gets in there, maybe somebody else. I don't know, but I think it's a little deeper than that. It's a lot deeper than that. But I definitely understand why and where he's coming from when he
Well, I
says,
just brought up celebrities, starting to kind of. We knew they were fans before, but we're seeing them kind of step around the battle world. and get on TV and want to host these events. I got kind of nervous when I saw that Norbes, and it
Why'd
may
you
just be because I can't really think of any example right now, but I know there's been things where, and maybe this is just how white people make me feel when I see them doing things that black people do, and they always steal it. But I just feel like sometimes when celebrities get involved, they may change what was natural for battle rap, or it may turn into something that it may lose some of its, what it started out with. I just don't, they make
um
it turn into something different. Or do you think I'm just being worried
no,
about nothing?
see, my views on that is different.
Mm-hmm.
I get what you're saying with the white people thing, but evil comes in all shades.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen black people destroy black people. Seen
Mm-hmm.
white people destroy white people. You just got to be prepared, and you have to move like those successful white people. That's pretty much what it is. Because what I learned was, and I've had meetings that I don't even say a word anymore. My lawyers do. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's supposed to happen now. And to me, if you're not, you got to arm yourself similar to the people that are making the money. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't arm yourself like them, you will be taken advantage of. So to me, in terms of losing the authenticity is what you're saying, right? I feel like
Mm-hmm.
it's already started to do that because they're not showing progression. You know what I'm saying? And in order to keep that, you have to grow within that and move like those individuals. But I get what you're saying. Like people always, oh, it's getting commercialized and this and that. I get all of that.
I mean, it may be okay, and maybe that's a push it needs. It's just I just didn't want it to turn into something crazy down the road. And I don't even know what that is, but I just know it can happen.
I mean, there's ways to protect it. It's just got to be done right. And you also got to look at the individuals that's leading the brigade again. If they're gonna sell out, they're gonna sell out regardless, and they're not gonna care. They might just say, "Hey, listen, we don't care who gets it as long as we're good for the rest of our lives." So it's a lot. A lot of it has to do with the integrity of the individuals putting it together, and if they really care about the product. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is a good question. Somebody asked, "Oh, my brother actually is it the Egyptian vulture who appeared on my album, Kera Dangerous 1 and 2. That you can check that out. It's everywhere.
I'm right. I'm right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How do you progress the league, basically?
What form should the progression take first? I tell you, this is to sell, but I'll give you a little bit. In order to progress the league, you got to continually create new stars. But at the same time, you can't keep the same type of audience. Like you got to try to expand. So if you
Mm-hmm.
watch, like the one thing I think that the URL did very bad was segregate battle rap, and
Mm-hmm.
that's just be honest. Like at the end of the day, if battle rap is a competition, that should be there for everybody, white, black, or whatever. And I feel like they've in the URLs it's been only respected to talk about street violence and this and that, as opposed to what battle rap originally was, and it was like who was the best rapper and who can
Mm-hmm.
defeat this person by angles. And I feel like when you do that, you corner yourself in a certain market. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's really expanding the brand in terms of being more versatile, and bringing it to competition as opposed to just trying to keep it to one niche. And there's nothing wrong with competition, but sometimes people, they have their own hangups and not everybody can adjust. Not everybody can do that. Like, and that's what I've always been known for is my mind. Like I understand these things. Like I understand certain things that will progress or what will make things greater. But you need those people. You can't take certain people away. You can't take certain people away from companies and expect them to move the same way. That's just how it works, you know?
It's funny you brought that up because I was wondering. I took a break from battle rap and then I jumped back in watching it. But when you hear so many people talk about guns and like, I'm gonna take the Beretta and throw it over your head and then throw you down to the ground, and I was just, why so much gun talk?
And that's pretty much what the, again with the URL,
Mm.
their motto is in terms of not. I don't want to say that's what. That's pretty much what the type of material that fan base, or the people they want to continue to build, and I think that kind of limits you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It takes away a lot of what can actually be. Um, but again, like, you know, there's different ways to make it happen, and like I told you, it's gonna cost somebody. All these corporations, you see some money. Here's the guy that can make it happen. But you know, it's just one of the things. It takes a great mind to elevate, and it takes a great mind to see where it can go. And I feel like they've been on a hamster wheel for a while.
I could talk to you all night, but I got two more questions, Norbs, because
Shit, shit.
I got some cute steak and gravy calling me. Uh,
Okay, okay. Oh, cheap shit.
and even though I love you, I don't love you more than cute
I,
steak,
I'm
gravy,
with
and
you.
rice.
I'm with you, girl. Don't worry about it. I got you. What's up?
No, I'm just messing. But a fan on Instagram asked me to ask you this: are you planning on making a new platform for yourself? You have your podcast, right, which is
Mhm.
doing well, and you can surely tell us more about that before you get out of here, Norbs, it all.
Yep.
But will we see you coming back into the battle rap arena?
Um, I'm allowing my lawyers and my management to explore all options.
Mm.
I have a few things on the table that I'm really interested in, but I don't want to do anything that I'm not passionate about anymore. And I feel like with battle rap, especially in the urban market, to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like it's become a little oversaturated,
Mm.
and it's become very stale. So,
Mm.
in order for me to come back for anything like that, it would have to take a lot of money, um, control, something I believe in, and my family would make the final decision. It wouldn't be me. So, do I have the passion for it? I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know, but I do have passion for some of the stuff that myself and my management are working on right now. So I will be making some announcements coming up very soon. But at the same time, if it's not the right situation, I'm comfortable just being a father.
Mm.
To be
I
honest
heard that.
with you. Yeah, like, cool. What's the
Well,
next
you.
question?
The next question is, I actually have one more. I have two more now that you said that, because
Mhm.
I've asked a couple of the battle rappers this question. Being that you were part of URL and you're a co-founder and everything that you've done, do you feel that you get the respect that you deserve?
No. Um, I mean, I feel like a lot of fans have come around to seeing it because a lot of the stuff that's been happening over the last couple of years that maybe they've not been happy about or whatnot. But no, I don't think I ever will be. And to be honest with you, I think it happens to a lot of Latinos in hip hop. So,
Mm.
and I've always felt like that. I don't feel like we get a fair share or a fair credit as anybody else does. So, to me, I definitely don't feel I do. But at the same time, I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? I know what I've done. I know what I've accomplished. I know what I've done, not nationally, but globally.
Mm.
I've inspired people in the Philippines, through Europe, through Latin America, through my work. So I understand that. So to be honest with you, it doesn't necessarily bother me. It used to bother me,
Hmm.
but I'm not going to be going around Times Square, trying to, figure out who takes more pictures of me. I don't. My ego's not that big. You know what I mean?
This weekend we have Sue Surf versus Cortez, and I know you covered this on Norbs at All podcast. What
Yeah.
should we be expecting? What do you expect out of these two?
Um, I don't know what type of building it's in. I don't know how big the crowd is. Right. So
Mm.
Sue Surf is top 5 performer to ever place to ever step on a battle stage. Cortez is a notorious slow starter. Thank God this isn't being judged. But if it was to be judged, it's an uphill climb for Cortez. Even though a lot of people want to see him win, Surf has a dynamic about him when he begins that he understands how to control a crowd. He understands how to stop, go, and it's a different type of animal. And I don't think Cortez has ever faced anything like this. Having said that, I'm rooting for Cortez. That's really my guy. And Cortez told me he will be shooting out the gate. He's going to be starting off the gate, but
bang, 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 bang.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm gonna keep it real. I still got Surf winning the battle because
after all that said,
he's just dynamic, man. He's very and Surf has talked himself into a corner where it cannot expect nothing less. He's called Cortez all types of bums and everything. I don't expect nothing less from Sue Surf, especially the fact that he backed out of the Vixen battle from this weekend to focus on this battle. So I do know this battle means a lot to him. And as much as Surf talks about Cortez being garbage, I do believe he respects Cortez enough to bring his A game. So I believe Surf will win the battle. He's a special type of individual that you're not when he's gone, there's not going to be anything like him. So I got Surf winning the battle. Anybody out there, go tune in. I think it's on I think it's an app event, so I don't know if it's going to be streamed. But
I'm sure we can catch it on YouTube later at some point.
Man, listen, you're gonna be waiting like 2 years. I think if you want it, go download that app.
It takes that long for real?
I mean, listen, their business, they want to eliminate YouTube and bring everything. It's a smart move. It's a very smart move too.
It makes sense.
No, 100%. I just want my cut. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll make sure I listen to your show so I can hear what happened then.
I'll let you if it's streamed live, I'll let you know. I'll shoot you a text and be like, hey, listen.
I appreciate that. Tell them about Norbes at All podcast. So this is your baby right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna expand it more because I want to start speaking boxing and other things. A lot of people know me for battle rap and speaking on the business of it. And I like to have fun. I call it the People's Podcast because I want the people to have a voice. And that's pretty much what I focus on my podcast. If you guys are interested in, hearing an arrogant prick out of Bensonhurst, Brooklyn talk, tune in and learn some things about battle rap, boxing, and call in, curse me out. I've had a lot of people do it. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, I enjoy watching people get on you. I mean, it's funny as hell.
Yeah, they get mad. They get really upset at me.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
you handle it so well. It's like you're a sensitive guy, but you also don't care either. I don't know how that works, but somehow
I take it like, you choose this. You know what I mean? So I get it when these guys get all like Creech tells me all the time. Mm-hmm. They're tuned in whether they hate you or they don't, but they're still tuned in. So I take it
all that matters, baby.
Mm-hmm. Tune in. That's how I look at it,
Right. Like somebody wrote in my comments today, good thing the dislike button isn't seen anymore. I go, how do you feel, right? Saying like I would feel the haterism coming out of myself to take the time to write that. It's like, okay, well,
I've had some funny comments where I'm like, you took time out of your day to let me know how much of an asshole I am. I really, truly am flattered. You know what I mean? So, who cares? But, I allow everybody to voice their opinion. Come on, talk your shit. And that's it, pretty much. That's how I look at it.
Talk that talk.
Yes, ma'am.
That talk. Yeah, like the intro say. Look, Norbes, I could have talked to you for a longer time. I had more questions about female battle rap and everything, but hey, that means we have to just get together again. How about that?
I'm with it. I could talk all day, man. I mean, I hope I didn't bore anybody. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Kera is awesome. She's on her way to the top, and I hope when she's, when she's out there doing things, she doesn't forget about me and, helps me out. It's something,
What's your name?
Oh, wow. That's just mean. You know that, Kara? That is
See how people change. It don't take much.
It wouldn't surprise me. It happened already once. So, I'm in a very big lawsuit because of it. So,
No, I'm not like that. Look, Norbes, are you coming on later tonight?
I might, but I don't know. I might take the night off. But I probably will. I did 2 shows yesterday, but I got a nice topic I want to talk about. So I probably will be on at 10 o'clock tonight.
All right, y'all keep an eye on Norbes and you keep an eye on this Care Dangerous Talk thing. Make sure you go ahead if you haven't already and give me the thumbs up, hit the like symbol. And when you're done with this live chat, you can leave some comments in the real chat on YouTube. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the Care Dangerous Talk YouTube channel and tell a friend.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, we out of
Appreciate
here.
it. Appreciate you.